Do you remember that one chatter? This was years ago, but it was here. There was a chatter who donated to ask like, there's a girl that I like who's a barista at a coffee shop that I go to, and she smiles at me and is friendly to me when I order my coffees. Should I ask her out? And people in chat and myself were like, no, it's her job to be nice to you. You know, like I'm not saying you're being weird for asking. I just think, you know, and then they did a clarification dono like 15 minutes later, and they're like, okay, I mean, like, I've seen her for years and we've like talked extensively and we've, you know, we laugh and talk every time we see each other. I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. You buried the lead, mother. Yeah, you should have asked her out like a while ago. You have like a built rapport. Holy shit. She didn't just smile. You're like talking, laughing, joking around. Absolutely. Jesus, you're in. It's just nice, you know? I thought it was sweet. Wonder where he is now? Well, life is complicated, you know. Who knows? Hopefully it worked out. Do you tip at the iPads? Yeah, the iPad tipping thing is pretty fucked up, but those people probably need the money more than I do, you know? I'm not like handing out $100 bills every time I get a coffee or whatever, but like, yeah, I'm not gonna. Oh, I'm not gonna give you a $2 tip on the latte that you gave me. I earned this money through streaming, okay? I put the work in. All you did was make the latte. You know, I'm not going to be that guy. Well, streamer is the hardest job in the world. That is true. I'm in Portland and I wondered how you feel about tipping being added to everything, even grocery store checkout transactions. What? Grocery store checkout? I haven't seen that over here in Seattle. That's insane. What, you're going to tip on like a $400 grocery? What is the tip like 1% or something? They're not giving you the 18, 20, 25, are they? Holy shit. Yeah, I saw that in self-checkout. It's crazy. In self-checkout? Where's the tip going? You haven't even interacted with anyone. What? You walk in, you get the things, you fill it up, you check out, you put them in the bag. Who the f*** you tip? I would not tip in that situation. That would we've hit a rare point where I would not had the same situation. It turned out I was like more of a brother to her. Not bad advice, just cautionary. Yeah, that shit happens. But you should be straightforward with that shit, okay? Look, a huge part of the problem why like guys and girls have trouble being friends with one another's is there's so much like not deception necessarily, but like nobody talks about what they want. Look, let's be real. Over here in the real world, liberal, most of the time when a guy and a girl are friends, the guy kind of wants to not always, often it happens. Why? Well, it's complicated, all right? Now, women know that. They're not stupid, okay? But every chick, or most chicks, I think, are kind of like hoping that this will be the one guy that will be normal, you know? And I think that if you're picking up like if you're not picking up signals of interest from the chick, I think you should just like drop it, basically. Like not everyone needs to know if you want to f them, right? Because for me personally, as like a guy who, well, let's say has a broad range of interests with regard to the, you know, the homosexuals that I hang out with, not everyone needs, that doesn't need to be an issue all the time. If you're picking up some signals heading your way, you can say like, you know, you can put a feeler out or something. What if you have the tism? And get over it. I guess what I'm saying is you don't have to make it like a defining characteristic of a relationship. If you think there are signals there, you can try to clarify. And if the clarification takes place and she's not interested, that's fine. It's just not that big of a deal. Are you saying guys and girls can't be friends? No, I'm saying the opposite. I'm saying like people don't do a very good job like handling themselves. Rub one out before you meet up. I see. Okay, that to me is weird because like I feel like you can have a friend you're attracted to and you know they're not into you. And you can like be like just ambiently horny, not in behavior, but because you just haven't nutted that day, and just be normal around them. Like, I feel like you shouldn't be in a position where if you didn't rub one out beforehand, you're going to be weird to her. You know what I mean? Because that shit suggests a lack of self-control. There are like some, it's just it's a remarkable lack of self-control on the part of like so many guys who will like, did you see that tweet that went viral from the guy who was like, man, I think I blew it. I had a girl who we seemed to like each other, but then I misread a signal and dropped the dick pic at her, and then she like blocked me on everything, you know? It's just a remarkable lack of self-control. And as a person who, did you see that? It was like viral. And then like the quote tweets ribbing it had like 100,000 likes or something. And I'm speaking from a position of sympathy, okay? I've been a high school boy with a poor understanding of how to read other people's social signals. I understand that you can like drastically misread other people, or you can like you can think in your head like, I know the 47 subtle hints that I like her have not been responded to with anything positive, but maybe if I hit her with a 48th, that's going to be the one. I know that so far I've like broach the topic of sex 12 times in a way that indicates that I'm like open to discussing it broadly and that she's never picked up on it. But maybe the 13th time she'll be like, oh my God, you're right. I love sucking dick or something. I don't know. Sometimes you just have to let sleeping dogs lie or whatever. Did you learn the hard way? Being like awkward with women or being like inappropriate or misreading signals? Yeah. Think it's a pretty normal part of life. It's just a matter of like learning from it. And you should learn it at like the low stakes, right? Because some guys either never learn or they learn at the high stakes, right? For some guys, they're like blowing up marriages at 45 because the Applebee's waitress smiled at them, you know? Like that, it's there are like turnoff points. I mean, or like off ramps. You need to get off early. You can't be making these mistakes super far down the line. Or I guess you always make mistakes, I guess, all throughout life. But you gotta, I guess, keep them minor. You have to engage in minor social faux pas. Okay, we're not doing Harry Dubois shit over here. All right, men just get too attached. Well, yeah, because men get really obsessive about like the idea of being valued by a woman rather than any of the actual practicality. Like guys will so often idealize the concept of, or like the validity or the validation of a chick liking them. Because then it's like, oh wow, there's a hot girl and she wants to put my dick in her mouth. That like suggests things about me. Like that implies there's like a lot of moral and personal worth associated with that. But it's not even really about the dick in the mouth, right? It's about the validation. But to be fair, it must really suck to never hear anyone ever express desire for you. I felt like it changed me a lot when I realized I could be desired by anyone at all. I really do. I'm still cooking on this theory in my head, but I really, really do think that a huge like underlying component to misogyny in like a structural sense is that men don't feel desired at all, and they know that women are, so they resent women for that, not just because they want women, but because they want to be desired in some of the ways that women are, and they take that as like a thing, like they hate women for it. Yeah, but the desire is superficial. I mean, it's born of a lot of things, I think. So it's a kind of jealousy. I think a little bit, right? Isn't that like one of the big incel things? The idea that like there's this resentment that the men are disposable and there are like guys for whom literally no one cares, and men are naturally distrusted, whereas even like ugly, socially awkward woman can be given the benefit of the doubt in social situations or find like companionship or something or whatever and a lot of it's like papered over. A lot of it's like an overstatement. A lot of it's like imagined or not really real or not as simple as they think it is. But the general underlying trends are 100% true, right? Yeah, for sure. Men are naturally distrusted in situations pertaining to safety or in social acclimatization or whatever else. Like men are not taken at the same face value as women are, and men do have a harder time making friends, and of course men generally aren't desired sexually, which I really do think bothers men. Like even when I showed off the guys in the short shorts earlier, pretty handsome fellas, a lot of people in chat are like, ew, and like, ew what? They're wearing short shorts. I just don't like, for me, and again, I understand that I'm bi and that I've guys, so like maybe for me it's like it's and you can be into whatever you're into, but nobody sees a woman in like a bikini or something and they're like ew, unless they're the most obnoxious kind of gay man, which we all make fun of, right? Like that's like a thing, chat full of transvians. Yeah, but this is unironically the most annoying thing lesbians do, which is that they do the 1900s chauvinist thing of saying that women are like the arbiters of beauty and men are hairy animals. Like you're doing King Kong style gender politics, but from the woke end. Your conclusions here are exactly the same. Women are dainty, ethereal, beautiful, whatever, and men are like bestial or something, but in a negative way, because these motherfuckers all want to be ravaged by like a female werewolf. You know, it's not socially constructive, is what I'm saying. I don't know. You all get my point. So what you're saying is it's time to hate women? We're past time, sister. You're right. I'm a straight man. This issue was a major problem that I had with my last ex. I didn't feel desire or deserving desire from her at all. I think a lot. Yeah, I think a lot of guys feel that way. You know, like a lot of guys are kind of like working out a resentment they feel that sex is an extractive process when like obviously women generally enjoy having sex, but like if you look at the stereotypical dynamic, not so much. Ian G, I'm not even reading your message, to be honest with you. You've blown past any charitability with regard to topics like this. You mother. You know, I'm actually just gonna ban you for it. Show up next stream. Sorry, for a moment I was too lenient. I don't want to hear that shit. Every goddamn post from you, insecurity, insecurity, insecurity. I don't care. Look at this. What the hell? You guys realize this is why people with depression isolate themselves? Yes. And the thing they're quote tweeting, and I remember what it was before they deleted their account, apparently, was, do people with bad attitudes realize they're dragging down everyone else's feelings around them and that everyone feels worse because of them or something? No, you can't say people with bad attitudes are bad. That's, what if they have bad attitudism? That's ableist. Shut the fuck up. Read too much into it and took it personally. How bad of a person do you have to be to take it personally when somebody says, like, hey, if you have a bad attitude, you're dragging down people around you? Jesus Christ. Shut up. That's the worst thing to say to someone who's depressed. We're not talking about people who are depressed. We're talking about people with bad attitudes. Quit making everything about you. In the replies, they're saying bad mood, not bad attitude. Sigh, I don't know what to tell y'all. If you're arguing mentally arguing mentally ill folk should self-isolate so their illness doesn't cause discomfort. That is not what the post said. Maybe you should self-isolate. Depression doesn't seem to be the problem you're having. Yeah, but no, lol, my depression and self-isolation isn't exactly related to having bad moods or then bringing down others with it. You can choose to because there's reasons, but excuse, yeah, TBH, rather be, okay, whatever. Yeah, not arguing this is the only reason people with depression self-isolate, just a major reason, and one people should be cognizant of when they tweet stuff like, people constantly in a bad mood are awful to be around. They didn't say that. They didn't say bad mood. They said bad attitude. Those are different things. So they completely misrepresented the original tweet. I mean, it's Twitter, but, you know. OG said bad mood. The original post said bad attitude. Bad mood and depression aren't the same thing, and most depressed people masked up the paint. Well, you sure? No, not really. 70-30. 70-30 confident. What are you going to do about it? This feels purposely disingenuous. Like this person is clearly talking about people who refuse to self-regulate and make everyone walk in eggshells around them. Also equating depression to just being in a bad mood constantly is really oversimplifying it. Are they clearly talking about that? Because that's not what they said. And a word that I say depression is only, I don't find sense. Calling smiling, hiding your depression is wild. Like the people who told me I was masking my autism when I said like I talked to more people so I got better at talking to people.